So it's pretty strange that we have a lot to talk about on a week that there isn't much going on technically in terms of banners, but there's actually a lot going on in terms of mechanics and things you can go around. So, anyways, here we have with the step up here. Welcome to another video, by the way. Just wanted to say that. And so there's the step up here in Shuyui. I wonder what you might be wondering why the Shuyui is on the step up here. Well, she's actually getting changed, and it's a lot of changes, so we'll have to figure out how that goes, right, guys? We'll be looking at that very soon. And the step up in general, if you already have Shuyui, you wouldn't go for this, but if you don't, I still kind of, I mean, do you guys even have Lapis right now? I don't. I finally got 10k Lapis yesterday, so I don't have very much Lapis. I can't do the step up. And guaranteed Neovisions aren't as special as you might think. As a new player, this might sound super amazing. Oh wow, I can get a whole bunch of Neovisions on, doing the whole step up here. And then you find out they're Corral and Old Cloud and Old Aerith and Rain and stuff like that. So it's just like, whatever. It is what it is. I'm looking around here and it doesn't say anything about like a curated pool. So yeah, we're looking at that vision card very soon. And there's a dark visions with Lapis inside, so good luck with that. You gotta be pretty strong to get up to this rank or higher. Alright, so this vision card might look very tempting for you guys. And the middle one does have 100% ice amp for themselves. But you must look at that attack and magic stat there, 130. And I've told you guys many times now that vision cards are going to be going up to 170. Even though they're premium vision cards, they're still 170. And if they're putting 170 on regular, premium vision cards, they're probably going to start doing 160 on other vision cards as well. So 130, I don't know if that's gonna be enough. And then the first one is like it only boosts chains halfway. So now you need the EX1 thing from the 2B and A2. Like they're really trying to make those work. They're really trying to make, they're really punishing people who didn't get them, and they're really trying to make them valuable for people who did. But they should have just made them 100% so they wouldn't have to do stuff like this. If you're wondering why there's like on Ayaka, for example, it's 50% because they want you to use those, they should have just made them 100% so they wouldn't have to go around doing this. So, does it have 100%, 200% attack and magic? That's honestly, in my opinion, that's the only thing that's saving this card. Like, the middle one is fine, but we're getting 150% amps on a lot of units anyways, so it's not as special. But the last ability here is what saves this vision card from being mediocre, in my opinion. So let me know in the comment section down below you guys know what to think about this card, but I just feel like the attack and magic stat line is just too low at this point. It should be 140, or maybe 150, but 130 is just not good enough. Let me know in the comment section down below. Anyways, we're getting all this other stuff. I remember using the Wandering Knight's Lance every now and then, but not lately. So there's that stuff in there. Anyways, Shuyui's upgrades. Let's look at them, guys. So she gets some killers in her base form. I don't think her base form is very valuable, but hey, it's something. She also gets morale-based damage in her Brave Shift form. In her Brave Shift form Lilith Burst, so very nice. So change some damage abilities to morale-based damage. We'll have to see if these upgrades are still better or worse than the CN versions changes on Shui Yu, because the CN version of Shui Yu was insane. She was definitely, if not the top damage dealer, like top 3 damage dealers when she was released, compared to Global, who was kind of like a flight in the wind. So we'll see. Higher damage against demons, dragons, beasts, reapers, and fairies, and avian monsters. Fine. Can now add water elements to physical attacks and boost water damage of LB magic attack for one ally. That's kind of the not so great thing that she only has a water imbue and amp thing for one ally instead of for all allies. It should be all allies. I believe, for example, the CN version actually had all allies boosts in her kit, including imbues and such, so I don't see why that wouldn't be the case. Higher boost for stats, that's fine. And now she has Rod in Peril. And also her S2 mark got quite a bit of a buff. 200 magic instead of 183. And now gives flat magic and spirit, and also 100% magic and spirit TDH. So it's pretty good. And she gets the Warring Spirit, of course, and Merciless Waterfall does morale damage. So we'll have to see if she also comes with an IA, because she's going to need that too. But yeah, this is looking pretty promising. I wouldn't say she's the best unit of all time or anything, but she's definitely looking more promising. We'll just have to see the numbers. But keep in mind, this is a very old unit. They want you to pull for the newest units, even though she's on a banner technically. Keep that in mind when you're looking through her kit. When this information drops on Thursday or whatever it drops, make sure to keep that in mind. I'm gonna scroll past all that, and here's the step up here, which I don't think is really worth it, because the curative pool, it does have Tidus and the new Cloud, but there's a lot of other things in there too that you kind of don't want, like Orin at this point, and Yuna. Sephiroth hopefully getting his crown upgrade soon. I think there's going to be a huge riot if that does not happen. Just saying. And if you're wondering why we're not really talking about Tifa's upgrades, is because those don't come for quite a while yet. And I'm looking to make a video about her, but I'd like to have a water leader first, just to absolutely showcase her damage, because she will be able to do a lot of damage because she has the 8 times cap now. So there's only 2 units in the game that have 8 times cap, which is Rain and now her. So with a water leader, she should be doing top tier damage. But I'm just waiting for that. And then there's a ticket down here you can get from, I'm guessing from this yeah, here. So you have to actually buy this bundle to get this bottom part. But there is a ticket that'll be allowed for everybody else, which we'll be talking about soon here. There's some Dark Vision tickets which I've never gotten anything from, but maybe you guys have. But like, to be honest, the options, you'd rather just not get anything. Like, look at those options. Those are pretty bad. Those are maybe some of the worst options they probably could have gotten. They might as well just had Corral, Diverty, and the rest of those too. Might as well put them all in there, right? EX coins are being changed to give some different shards. Especially everybody's favorite unit, Golbez, he's in there. Anyways, moving on. These are all, I believe these are all JP unit cards, so they're really not going to be that special. I still feel like the previous video that I made, there were Sylvie's Vision cards in there, is much better than anything in here, I believe. Just because I can see that this is obviously, yeah, pretty obvious. Anyways, the Trust Coin will finally be updated for the first time in a millennia. So now you'll be able to get some other things in there. Pretty cool, including the Prism Moogle. So there's actually 10 in there. So make sure to use those. Make sure to use those wisely now. I think most of you guys have wised up. Oh, I used them when I didn't really want to. Those kind of people. Make sure to wise up a little bit on using these now that you've given a second chance basically on getting these Prism Moogles. Make sure you're using them on the best stuff you possibly can, is what I'm going to say. And finally, we're getting an update that should have happened like a very long time ago at this point. We're finally getting these Star Quartz exchanges for limited time units, especially the other. I don't think you guys really care about the 3 and 4 star units unless it's like for Neo Vision Awakenings or something. But finally, there's limited time unit exchanges in here for you guys that may have missed some of those units that you want to see or have, like Fran. For those people who have both here but never got Fran, now you can finally get Fran. So there's that. 10 pulls for 2 weeks. Cool. And here's that ticket that I mentioned. It's a little more restrictive than the other ticket that I showed you in that step up, or the bundle. So let's look at this ticket here. So this ticket is a little more restrictive, and honestly there really isn't anything good in here. If you don't have any Tifas, I would definitely recommend picking Tifa, because her upgrades, like I mentioned, are very good. But if you do have Tifa, if you are like 1 away from EX3, still pick her. If you have none of Tifa, it's kind of harder to, because then you would be stuck at EX0, but I still think Tifa's the #1 pick, in my opinion. The number 2 pick is probably Knights of Grand Shout, so you can start working towards this vision card. The number 3 pick now starts getting kind of like whatever at this point. So number 3 is a part 2 parts. I would either pick Fledgling Warrior or Celeste for your magic tank. If you don't have a magic, because there was actually some people who said, oh, they don't. I'm a new player, I don't have any magic tanks. Then you probably want to pick Celeste. And honestly, the rest of the units here are just really not good. So at this point, anyways, at this point, they were like some of these units were pretty good on release and things like that, but nowadays they're a lot slower and just not very good. So honestly, just focus on Tifa, Knights of Grand Shout, Fledgling Warrior, and Celeste. That's it. So you got 4 choices. Sorry, I know it looks like you have a lot more choices in there, but just like, nah, you really don't have many choices. And there's also some Lapis in here, so that's pretty good to see a lot of Lapis in this login here. So pretty good. Alright guys, that's gonna be it for the video, the long one. But I told you guys we had a lot to talk about, so appreciate you guys sticking in there and watching. And thank you guys very much for watching, like I said. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. Looking forward to those Shui Yu enhancements, even though I don't have her. Still looking forward. I know a lot of you guys want her to be good, and I want her to be good, so hopefully she'll be good. Peace.